Welcome back to TAQWA Ministries podcast. I'm Charles Mosley, and I got Cam King here. He's going to be the host of the show. And hey, let's get started, Cam.
What's good, Charles? How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. Feeling good, man. Everything been real lovely, man. I thank God for waking me up to see this another day. And if I can have another opportunity to become and do whatever I want to do.
Already. Indeed. Likewise, I concur, sir. Once again, it is now time for another episode of TAQWA Ministries with your hosts, Mr. Charles Mosley and myself, Mr. Cameron King. Let's get it started, man. We're back on the scene, back in the saddle. So we were talking before we got on just a few minutes ago, a little pre-discussion, pre-production talk, trying to get our thoughts in line and whatnot. And so we decided to talk about something that has been somewhat of a rolling topic for me on the other podcasts that I do and I'm on, right? And so we've been talking, Charles, about brothers in particular and the mental illnesses that we obviously incur for whatever reasons. There are various amount of reasons and causes that we can sit here and name that lead to us in what I would call immature behavior, slowed down or retarded behavior, because it seems like that a lot of our brothers
And sisters
as well. But in particular, we're speaking to the men right now, and
because the men, they are our leaders,
right,
head of the household,
right, and so we are speaking to the leaders of our community right now.
Yes,
in a sense. So, and we need to talk about just where our headspace should be, what our mentality should be. Once we reach a certain level, I would say, of maturity, or once we get to a certain age,
right,
however you want to see it, however you want to call it, there's a certain, I think, turn of your philosophies in life, things that perhaps you were conditioned or grew up under or were surrounded by. Because of the
things that should be instilled in us as we
right
was developing.
Yeah, things,
growing up,
circumstances
exactly.
in and around your environment that play into who you are today. Okay, those type of philosophies and thinkings and theories and codes that we become accustomed to as younger people. I think, and this is where we're starting with the question. I believe that there should be a point where your mentality first should mature from a younger way of thinking to a more adult way of thinking. Let's start there first.
Well, as we grow up, our parents instill morals and values in us. Wash the dishes, take out the trash, all that type of stuff. As we growing up, they are showing us this is how life is. And once we go through that stage in our lives, there's a lot of things that we take on to ourselves, mentally. We take on to starting to think that we got it, we know it all. So we'll start listening to the streets, as I say. We'll start listening to society. We'll start listening to other people go against what your parents are trying to instill in you. And I'm thinking a lot of times, and like I was saying earlier, what have changed to me is babies having babies. Once that happens, the babies is really not fully understanding the full things of life. That's why people always say, hey man, have a family at 30. You know what I mean? That's when the time your maturity starts to really kick it in. The 20s is like let's party, let's do this. When you get 30, when you start getting in the 30s and your 40s, your mentality should change. It shouldn't be the same as when you was 15 and 16, or 20, or 21. Those things change, and like I said, my wife always say this. She said once that light turn on, you ain't gravitating toward that light and start doing things that you know that's going to benefit your life. You're going to stay in the dark, and you're going to go through so much, and you're going to always wonder, man, why I go through this? Why I do that? What happened? What happened? What's going on? What's going on, people, is that we are taking on satanic mentalities. That's a satanic type of mentality to think how this society is thinking. They're thinking so warped. They're not thinking how God said it down in the scriptures. How our parents, our ancestors and their parents and so on and so forth, they instill things in us. And like I said, me and Cam, I'm born in 70, born in 76. So the stuff that they instilled in us, we still have it. A lot of us do. That's why you see a lot of people still open doors for people, still saying yes sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, all that kind of stuff. I still do it. I know Cam King do the same thing. But today, the society don't do that. They don't respect us. They don't call us, they call us old school. Hey, OG and all that old fly stuff. That's not respect. That's not respect how you calling me OG. That's what the streets do. You really thinking that you're doing, giving me respect when you saying, OG, you're not giving me respect. Respect is saying yes sir, no sir.
Yeah, there's a thing called deference as well that I don't believe a lot of our youngsters ever get hip to. Deference is the notion that you should automatically respect those that come before you. So when you're talking about respecting our elders, that's simply compacted and explained in a word called deference.
Right.
Giving like you would give reverence to somebody.
Right.
Okay. There's such thing as deference. Deference is the notion that you should automatically give respect to things, people that come before you.
Yes.
So if you have no concept of deference, you would never get respect in your elders.
I agree.
I just had to say that.
No, I agree. So,
speaking on the youngsters and their seemingly lack of respect or not knowing what deference means. So the conversation, the topic of mental illness is
that's plaguing our community.
That's plaguing our community is something that I felt was worth carrying on the conversation about.
Yes, I agree.
Because I deal with a lot of younger gentlemen, fellows in our community through the music. And I do a lot of interviews. And one of the questions I always ask is, how was it for you coming up, being raised in the city? Usually it's Dallas or whatnot. But I do interview people from outside the city. So I definitely love to get their take on how their life was as a youngster coming up in the city. And I'm like, was it hard? Was it easy? You know, and sadly enough, a lot of people here in Dallas that I interviewed, the younger guys, say, man, it was rough. I had to fight when I came up. And in my mind, I just, I'm like taken back because not that I can't relate. And we just talked about this because that's not something that we had to necessarily do. And I'm going to pick up there, let you pick it up from there. But I feel that it's a shame that a lot of our youth had to go through that and don't realize that you didn't necessarily go through school. You went through some type of military training and it was called school. Yeah. If you had to struggle and fight at school, and I'm not even talking about the struggles that you might have at home that carry over at the school. That's why you're having problems at the school, because you got problems at the house, right? Right. Which is mental illness, which is our conditioning, stem from our conditioning. So speak to the fact that these kids are growing up in a fight culture. And that's what they predominantly have been seeing most of their young lives, if you're 25 and under, 30 and under. This fight culture, which you're now obsessed with. And that carries over from this mental illness, I feel, that you're retarded. You're stuck in a certain place in your youth or your come up that you can't get over, and it still to this very day can be heard as pain coming through the things that you say today. Right. So how do you feel about it?
Well, I'm gonna tell you that. My upbringing, I could say, was good. That upbringing was a whole different upbringing. And I'm gonna tell you why. That was hard. Y'all got it easy right now. Y'all making it hard. Y'all got cell phones. Y'all got all this social media. They got all this other stuff that we didn't have. And like fighting in school. We respected, man. We had a fight. We got a scheduled fight because we fought. Don't get me wrong, we did. But we would hide it. We would go behind the portables, having somebody to hold jiggles because we were respecting our elders. We were respecting the people that was around us, so we wouldn't go and just have fights and do all that crazy stuff like that, man. We wouldn't do that. So that was a difference. This is a difference from our generation to this generation. Say, man, we didn't have stuff when stuff broke. We fixed it, man. We didn't go buy nothing new. We couldn't. A lot of us couldn't afford it. We had to make do with what we had. So that was hard. Nowadays, the situation now, they making stuff cheap. They making it cheap so you can go buy and spend your money because that's the mentality that they know that we have. This generation. They already know what it is. So when we were growing up, I could say hard prior to now. I'm telling you, y'all got it easy, man. What you say, Cam? Y'all got it easy, man. Y'all got it easy, man. We didn't have no GPS. We didn't have no GPS. We didn't have no phones. We had to go get a map, man. I'm just being real. This is what I'm saying. That's hard. Because now I gotta get out, park my car, get out the car, and map it out. Okay, I gotta go down 35, and then I gotta take 20. I gotta do, that's what we had to do. That's why I say y'all got it easy. All I have to do is say, what's your address? You give me a pen, and I hit that pen, it'll take me right where you at. Now ain't that easy? So youngsters that he said that question to, come on, man, think what y'all talking about. Because y'all got it easy. A lot of y'all, y'all going crazy now. Y'all probably went crazy back then. You know what I'm saying? But y'all done went crazy in another way. They got you all because they know, what they do and what the scientists and all these elites and all this, they study us. They actually study us because they don't know us. And when they study us, they still don't know us. Because we are unique. We are like a float. You put that float in that water, you push that float out of that water, and you pick your hand off that water, that float gonna come back up. That's what we're about. That's how we were built. And they wondering, they be tripping, they scared because they don't want us to go off. They don't want us to go off, man, for real. They are really panicking to a point to where y'all going off on each other. And it's falling right into what they're trying, their agenda. Y'all are falling into what they want. They ain't worried about y'all. They putting these guns out. They got all these guns on the street. I got these big military stuff, man. What y'all need that for, man? For your people. Y'all got this for y'all people. Y'all killing y'all people because they know y'all gonna do it because the mentality that y'all have, that's that mental health, man.
So for those who would say then, Charles, that, man, you just can't relate to me and my situation. You just said you didn't have to necessarily fight when you were coming up. Me in particular, I feel like a lot of people who may have had it rough, let's say, coming up, or it was rougher for them in their lives than it was for me in my lives. I get a lot of maybe that I don't, and perhaps I can't relate to them because my upbringing was easier and I didn't have to struggle as much. And not to say that I didn't have my own problems and my own little
we all do. Right? We all do. We all got our own problems.
Right, but I didn't, my old man was not here for me through my childhood either.
Me neither.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't have my mom. And I'm going to tell you something, not to cut you off or anything.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Hey, man, one thing my mama instilled in each one of us, man, may God bless her soul and give her the highest form in paradise. But my mama left us something that money can't buy out. That was work ethics. She instilled work ethics in us. Now, and I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to be straight up. I ain't finna sugarcoat this, but just like I just said, they know I know our behaviors, so they put something down, and we grab it, and that's the welfare. That's the y'all sitting around getting this little old bit of money when God got a bigger pot for you, and they know it. They know God got a bigger pot for you, but you gonna settle for these crumbs. So they got us sitting around being lazy, knowing that we built this. We built it. We built this. See the Hispanic people, they on a whole different mindset. Look at the Hispanics. The Hispanics as a whole, I always compare the Hispanics to society. Black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Japanese, whatever. The Hispanic people, man, they are real together people, man. I gotta give it to them. They'll go, 5 people can stay in one 2-bedroom apartment. One paying the rent every 5 months. That'll give them opportunity to save their money. But us, we won't do that. Because we think a dude trying to get over on them, that's a mental health. We think a nigga, oh, because you like that. Because you know what you like. That's why we like that. We can't do nothing because you know you like that. Think about it. You like that. Like me and Cam King, we like, man, we could do it. We can sit down and I can come in here and live with Cam King and we can get 3 more like-minded brothers to come in and we all gonna be in harmony. But if you got some of this dude that, like you say, the rough upbringing, the one that's going by the street codes and going by all this madness, y'all gonna have that mentality where, oh, that nigga don't mess on me. You know? And that's how we are. That's a mental thing, man. That's a mental thing that's plaguing us from the Jim Crows. And I'm not bringing up slavery, but it affected us. It affected our generation. Then they came with the crack epidemics in the 80s. They just really, they knew what they was doing, man. They knew what they was doing. And we fell right into it. You didn't see the Spanish, I see the Spanish people, the Koreans and the Asians. You know, you got people use drugs in every race. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I ain't trying to single out, but you don't see the Mexicans like we are.
Yeah,
think about it.
The divide and conquer
why they doing us like that?
Scheme doesn't necessarily work anywhere else but in our community.
In our community. Why? Because they researched it. They studied the behavior. They already know this culture over here behavior. But they got us because I'm gonna be real. God, we look out skin.
And you brought up,
and I'm not gonna say I ain't prejudiced. I'm not. But look at our men. We the only race that can get with another race, and we that race the dominant gonna be the color. I ain't gonna say black. The melanated. I'm gonna say melanated because I'm not black. This camera right here is black.
Carbon being.
Right. We're gonna say that because that's a natural human beings, or how you want to put it. But I'm just letting you guys know that that's what they did, and majority of us fell into the hole, fell into this rat hole, and y'all can't get out because y'all in this project. Y'all in this project that they always had for us as a whole, and they want to keep us in the project. So that's what they did to us in our mentality. Like a while ago when I was coming over here, man. Let me kind of shift gears a little bit to let y'all see this mental health is so prevalent, man. I was coming over here a while ago, and I'm seeing a dude walking almost in the middle of the road. On the side though, but in the middle of that lane. Put like that, not in just the dead center of the road, but walking. But he had a little sense because he walking to the traffic. He had a little sense. He wasn't walking. He was walking to the traffic where he could see the traffic. Like he can, if somebody come, he could jump on the curb. He got that kind of stuff. But he was walking down the street, talking to himself. I talk to myself too at times, but this way, you should have seen the way he was doing. He was like it was another person on the other side. Somebody standing there like, he stopped, standing there like, he talking to a dude, and then he go back to walking, and then he go, and I'm looking at this dude. And I'm like, man, see, that's what they did. They know the mental health. They didn't even put a Band-Aid on it, man. They didn't even address it at all. They just let the wound collect all the disease and dirt, and they just keep piling it on because they want us gone, man. Because they know God got the plan for us. Melanated people, I'm not racist. I'm just being real. And y'all know it. The elites, y'all know that I'm talking right. Y'all know I'm on to something because that's what's going on. And then the mental health comes from abusive relationships, from drug use, from alcoholism, from not like the not having the things that other maybe when I was growing up, that's why I got my son a car. It was 2-parent home. They got this money. My mama didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? They having cars. Their life was good. As I seen it, they had it going on. But now today, you struggling because mama in prison, dad in prison, grandmama raising them, and then your grandmama's falling back into her childhood. She going back being soft, let you do what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? But when we were going to our big mama, you got to come on with it. We couldn't go through all this stuff that these other grandmama at 50 years old going through, or 40 years old going through, or whatever.
So we at the back end of the show. Let's get to some solutions real quick, Charles. What is it that can be done? Understanding the issue first, I believe, is understanding that there is an issue, that there may be a problem with still entertaining notions of the past that don't benefit you in the future. For those who would say, again, that you can't relate, my background was a little bit different or perhaps harder, what would you say to this person that does not believe that your work ethic, your hustle couldn't match his because of some type of stringent training that you didn't undergo as a child? What would you say?
Everything under the sun has been the same, just a different time. So what y'all went through, we went through a double. What y'all experiencing is what we experience double. Y'all hear me? We double. So we overstand. We overstand you guys. We understand what's going on. We done been through it. It was harder back then. I'm telling y'all. So right now, what the solution to this whole thing is that we, family, this is where it started at, because we ain't gonna go with the government. We ain't gonna talk about all this. We can't put everything on them. We can't put everything on the government. Oh, they ain't doing this, they ain't doing that. Okay, I can agree on a lot of issues. But it started at home. So if you know that you got a family member that's going through this, it's gonna take us to go get them some help, man. That's what I say the solution is. That's the only solution. That's the only solution, man. Go and get us some help, man. If you got a brother, a sister that's struggling with mental illness, man, I feel start from the family, cause we know. We can't put it on the government. You know, how they go in the hospital and they do this, whatever they do, but we as family members should be the one that address it and try to take care of it and try to alleviate it best we can, man.
The reason why I wanted to carry the conversation over into your arena, on your stage and your platform, because you are an older brother, somebody who I look up to as a big brother, right?
Thank you, man.
And
Appreciate that, man.
I value, like I said, I understand what deference means. So no
I
matter
do too. Exactly.
If I didn't agree with anything you said today, I would still give you the respect that you deserve as an older brethren of mine.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
And that's just how it needs to
But you know what I said was real. That was real pretty. It wasn't too much I just said that you didn't disagree on. Correct?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying, you guys, that the ones that's thinking that y'all having it hard or you this is this and that like that, rethink that, man. Start, and if any of y'all haven't done it, start talking to the older people, man. Start listening to them. Start listening to one that got some knowledge, man. Start listening to them, cause that's where you're gonna get your whole overview of this life, man. You know, that's where you're gonna get it from. That's why I say you gotta respect your elders. You gotta start talking to your elders. You gotta start to doing that and stop dissing yourself. I'm thinking that's what's going on with the youngsters is dissing themselves to the thing because what? Oh man, he think he know it all. He knows some stuff. Yeah, he don't know it all, or she don't know it all, but they know enough to share with you so you won't go down that road. That's what they're doing. They ain't trying to control your life. You know, I thought that when I was growing up that my mom was trying to control. Everybody did. Everybody did. But once you got older and you started to see that what he was talking about in the beginning of the show, that at some point in your life, you'll start maturing to a point where everything that you was taught, everything start coming together, start making sense, start making more sense. But if you stay a fool-minded, or say a fool thought, a way of thought, then you're going to stay in this thing, you're going to set trip, you're going to wear this color, dude wearing red, you're going to go and shoot him because you got a red shirt on. What kind of mentality is that? You got a blue shirt on. Oh man, he stepped on my toe. Oh man, he disrespected me with my girl. And he apologized to you. Some dudes apologized and still got killed. What type of, come on man, what makes some sense out of things in our lives, man, especially the young generation? What are y'all doing? Y'all gonna be behind us. Like we were behind our parents. Now your parents is us. Y'all gonna be behind us. So how it's gonna look, the new babies right now, man, I feel for them. I feel for the babies. The ones that's getting born right now, say, man, robots and all this gonna be raising them, man. It's gonna be a bunch of, man, it's gonna be a mess.
And in closing, because we got to get out of here, Charles.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say this, biblically speaking, okay, if you need some scripture, okay, I don't necessarily give out the particular scripture because I'm not like scholarly of the Bible like that.
That's right.
But biblically speaking, there's a thing called "Am I my brother's keeper?"
Oh,
being your brother's keeper,
right.
Which is
or your sister keeper.
The same thing. Which is simply just holding your family
accountable,
the next person accountable.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm following you. I got you.
All right. Okay. So, if you call yourself spiritual, biblical person, whatever, then let's adhere to some of the principles that are in the Bible, or just straightforward and across the board. Hold not only your brother accountable, but hold yourself accountable.
Yes. First.
Reflect.
Yes.
Step outside of your own skin. Look at yourself and evaluate yourself,
Yes.
and see if perhaps the things that other people observe
Yes.
and are telling you there might be some validity to it. They
Yes,
might be
sir.
right, instead of being stubborn and big-headed and you know it all, and you can't be told nothing, you
Right.
ain't listening, you're closed-minded, and people
Ton
are
of vision.
telling you.
Ton of vision. Ton of vision.
And people are telling you, just stop, look, and listen at what
Yes.
you were saying, and understand that you 40, you 30, you 40, you 50 years old, and you still thinking like you 25.
15.
What do you want to
Well,
what do you want to say in closing?
Well, I'm in closing that, hey man, those with mental health problems or those that's going through whatever, man, first of all, man, take it to God, man. No medicine or nothing can cure you like God, man. So that's the first step. So in closing, I want to close out with a prayer, like I always do. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, by the token of time through the ages, verily man is lost, except the such that have faith and do righteous deeds and join together in mutual teaching of truth, patience, and constant. Like and subscribe, and we'll have more contents coming your way. God bless you guys. Have a good and blessed day.